All right, let's dive into a real cosmic detective story. Our suspect? A visitor from another star system, a comet named 3I/Atlas. And its crime? Well, it's behaving in a way that pretty much breaks our fundamental understanding of what a comet is even supposed to do. This thing is a celestial rebel, and it's rewriting the rulebook.
You know, this whole incredible mystery really boils down to one simple and frankly impossible question. What if a comet's most defining feature, that beautiful tail of gas and dust, was pointed in completely the wrong direction? So look, here's how it's supposed to work, right? As a comet gets close to the sun, solar radiation and wind literally blast gas and dust off its surface. This creates a tail that always points away from the star. It's just basic physics. But 3I Atlas, it just ignores that. Its jet is aimed directly at the sun. Think about that. That's like the wind blowing something straight into the fan that's creating the wind. It makes no sense.
Okay, so first step in our investigation is this impossible jet. How can something like this even exist? How can it seem to defy one of the most basic rules of our solar system? Let's take a much closer look.
Here's the hard fact that astronomers have confirmed. This interstellar visitor, 3I/Atlas, has a stable, narrow, and really well-defined jet aimed right at the sun. And we're not talking about some random, brief flare-up. No, this is a persistent, undeniable feature that's just staring right into the face of the very star that should be pushing it away.
Now, a claim this wild, well, you're gonna need some serious proof, right? So how did scientists make absolutely sure this wasn't just some weird illusion or glitch in the data? They started gathering clues, piece by piece. The evidence really started to build up. First, on November 30th, the Hubble Space Telescope itself spotted something really odd. Then, about 10 days later, an astronomer named Tony Scarmato captured a new image that confirmed it wasn't a fluke. The fact that this backwards jet kept showing up across different telescopes at different times from different spots on Earth, that's what proved it was a real physical thing.
So, you might be wondering, how did they get such a clear view of it? Well, they used this really clever image processing trick. Imagine trying to see a tiny sharp light inside a huge ball of thick fog. This method, called Larson-Sekanina processing, is basically a digital fog remover. It filters out all that fuzzy, symmetrical glow from the comet, and boom, the sharp directional jet that was hiding inside just pops right into view. But you know what? That strange, sunward pointing jet, that was just the tip of the iceberg. The more scientists looked at this thing, the weirder it got. Turns out it was defying expectations in a whole bunch of ways. So let's build the full case file on this cosmic oddball.
So the mystery just keeps getting deeper. For one, that jet is way too stable. The dust should be spreading out, but it's not. The comet is also weirdly active. It's still spewing out gas long after it should have quieted down. And get this, the jet's orientation is rock steady, which is super unusual. It's just this whole collection of bizarre behaviors that frankly just don't add up.
Okay, with a mystery this strange, you know what it's time for. It's time to line up the suspects. Scientists started exploring every single possibility, from things that are just kinda unusual to ideas that are truly out there, to explain what in the universe could possibly be going on.
So, the potential explanations kind of fall into two buckets. In one bucket, you've got natural, highly atypical possibilities. Maybe the comet is made of some exotic ices we're not used to seeing, or maybe it has a really strange shape or a super slow spin. But in the other bucket, you've got ideas that really push the boundaries of physics. Prompted by scientists like Avi Loeb, these theories suggest we might be seeing forces or jet behaviors that our current models just can't explain yet. And this is where the whole mindset of science really comes into play. Avi Loeb, who is a big proponent of considering all possibilities, really captured it perfectly with this quote. He's basically saying that when data doesn't fit the neat little boxes we've already created, our first instinct shouldn't be to throw it out. Anomalies like this aren't errors, they're opportunities. They're the clues that can lead us to a much deeper understanding of how the universe actually works. So after gathering all the evidence, weighing all the theories, what's the verdict? What is this fascinating, rebellious comet actually teaching us about everything?
So what's the big conclusion? The consensus is that 3I/Atlas is a completely natural comet. But, and this is a big but, it's a natural object unlike any we have ever seen before. It isn't actually breaking the laws of physics. Instead, it's showing us that those laws allow for way more variety than we ever imagined. It's a fantastic reminder that every star system out there might be cooking up cosmic objects with its own unique recipe.
You know, when you really think about it, the story of this comet is the story of science itself. It always starts with an observation that makes you sit up and say, wait a minute, that can't be right. Then comes the really hard work of proving it's real and then testing every single possible explanation you can think of. That whole process, observe, verify, test, and then refine, that's exactly how we push the boundaries of knowledge forward. And all of this leaves us with one final, absolutely fascinating question. 3i Atlas was a total surprise, a complete curveball. It really makes you wonder what other cosmic mysteries are out there, just hiding in plain sight, waiting for us to look closely enough to have our minds completely blown all over again. Thanks for digging into this amazing story with us.